Now, I've never tried the Civil War start date inside of EU4's extended timeline, but I'd imagine things are going to get pretty interesting on the North American continent. And let's definitely not forget about Europe. Europe is obviously going to be much different at this time. Much different. I don't know, Doge is coming out of me today. We've got Austria, Prussia, France, Spain, a pretty good Ottomans, a very interesting Italy with the Papal State here kind of dividing up the country almost between a northern and southern half. And then it's anyone's game when it comes to the continent of Africa, so I'm really excited about that. And then the British seem to be pretty dominant so far. So yeah, what we're going to do the same thing we did last time around. So just give me the number 1, 2, and 3 nations in the correct order in terms of development by the end of the campaign. And if you pick right, I will include your name in the description of the last video of the series. Also, another big power that I really don't want to miss is Qing. Qing is really awesome at this start. And again, we have random development, so I don't know how big of a deal they're going to be. They could be a big deal, but in the present day start, even though the random development was on, they were all over the place. China ended up not doing so well. So there should be very interesting conflicts between, Russia and China, as there always is. We have a very divided up Japanese island. So who knows if Japan should be able to unify their island. I'm guessing by like the 20th century. I don't think it'll take them too long. I mean, obviously they're the most dominant here, and they've got one alliance. We'll see if Korea plays a bigger role. Oh, Korea. Oh, there you go. Korea is actually is a vassal of Qing. So yeah, that's going to be a pretty big deal. So we started this July 1st, 1861. So let me go ahead and look back at North America. Again, this is where I wanted this start date to occur, because it's one of the only times. Well, first of all, it's one of the scenarios that I haven't explored with AI onlys inside of EU4. But it's gonna make North America great again. It really is, because it's gonna make it exciting. I hate North America in so many different games whenever I try to do AI only battles, because North America is always just so lame. Like, North America, why can't you do something more exciting? This will certainly make it more exciting. So yeah, I mean, no one else has decided to join in. We can do the opinion. Mexico hates the CSA, and we've got the US. Obviously, USA does not like the Confederate States of America. Canada doesn't really have I should say Newfoundland. They are not Canada yet. So right now, Canada is, Liberty Desire 100. So that should be something popping up at any point here. I'd imagine that right now, currently, I don't want to show off the development yet, because it's something that I like to kind of keep as a small surprise. Kind of a smaller surprise, but because it is random, so who knows who's at the top, technically at the start of this whole thing. But I'd imagine the British are probably number 1. It's probably, we can just say it right now, it's probably going to be Great Britain, Russia, and Qing at number 1. And that will definitely change, because, again, we have, whatever's going to happen in Africa. And I'm really excited to see what the Ottomans do here, because the Ottomans might be able to just run the table. So I'm excited to see what happens there. Okay, so let's speed this up to, I don't want to go that fast. You probably shouldn't go that fast. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, there we go. Let's go to speed 4 and see what happens. So, who is, what in terms of the wars, we have what? Oh my gosh. Maybe that's why the game is kind of slowing down. I really think the Confederate States are going to win this one. It looks like it. Negative 27 war score technically for the USA. That is not the start that as the US you wanted. Definitely not. We've got Colombia versus Ecuador. The Netherlands versus Luwu. Luwu? I like that name. Luwu. I'm gonna make that my new gang name. Luwu. Fazan versus somebody else. I don't think it's super important. Morocco facing a big coalition. Messina and a few others. The Ottomans are in their first fight. We also have Portugal. So a lot of people are Russia and who? Russia and Japan. Now that would be interesting if Russia got into the Japanese mainland this early on. We also have Prussia and Hanover. We'll see if Prussia does have the they can reform, or they can form Germany if they get their cores back. That is a national decision at the start date. So we'll see if they maybe can do that by the end of this one. Looks like Hanover probably won't have a good. They probably will not have a good time trying to fight through this. There's no way. We've got a 26 stack. Oh, is Hamburg on your side? You don't have any vassals, right? So oh my gosh. Look at Europe. Okay, so apparently Austria is hated. Why is Austria hated? I'm sure the history buffs will be able to let me know in the comment section down below, but dang, Austria, what did you do? Is this like the time period? Like, did you like annex Hungary or something? Border friction wants your Is it just because everyone wants their provinces? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. Everybody wants Austria's provinces. Is that just a common theme? Yeah, so Europe is a really tense place, clearly, at this start date. A lot of people hate Prussia, although the Ottomans don't have that bad of an opinion. It's just the Austrian position is really bad. France and Italy like each other at the moment. Spain likes the Pope, and that's about it. The British don't like a lot of people either. It looks like Russia took something from Japan. I just saw their font grow, and that is the deciding factor. Oh, no, it's fine. Yeah, they did. They took one thing away. So that means that truce is not going to be up for very long, which means we could see another... Oh, you took a smaller state over, I think. Yeah, that was not due to the Japanese War. Wow. All right, so this is a pretty insane start. Also, keep in mind, American Civil War, now they're at 33 war score. Confederate States of America might be able to kick off the series with a ton of newly acquired land. I'm pretty sure even if the Confederate States lost this, they would still they'd still be around. But the fact that they're going to win, and probably with a good amount of war score to take from the north, is going to be scary. I'm wondering what will happen to North America. Let's not forget that Mexico's pretty strong at this start date. And Mexico declared war on the USA. They found an opening, and now Mexico's like, yeah, let's jump on board. Hey, there was some occupations. America, it's hard to say because they're both America, right? The CSA actually looked like they were getting pushed back for a second there, but obviously with Mexico getting involved, that might definitely change. I don't know. I mean, it says they're winning, but look at these occupations. So yeah, I think there's going to be a pretty big divide between the Confederate States and Mexico. That will be interesting. We have no free Cuba just yet. I imagine that more than likely that will be, I think, a thing in the future. Let's check on their Liberty Desire. Liberty Desire. Sometimes it's a hard word to say. 16.3. Not the craziest. Is it an overall feeling throughout the colonies that they want independence? Oh no, this is not British Raj. This is actually Great Britain. We also have an Australia, 8%. Yeah, so it's nowhere near Newfoundland. So Newfoundland, that's cool. The start date pretty much gears Newfoundland to become Canada sometime within the first few years. So that'll be awesome if we have an independent Canada who will also kind of obviously play a big role in whatever happens in North America after this. Austria allied to Belgium and Montenegro, as well as the Pope. France and Italy. Prussia has no friends. They're still kind of doing their war. A lot of smaller wars will be taking place in the very beginning. More than likely, usually Europeans versus like natives of Africa. Sweden and who? Sweden and Denmark. Okay, Sweden and Denmark. We have Russia winning their war over Japan at the moment. They're starting to win. Prussia's at 18 war score over Hanover. We've got the Ottomans versus Greece. Ooh. Anything else that's big? Mexico's got 6 war score over the U.S. See, the CSA kind of went down a little bit. They had more war score before. I mean, not a significant amount. I mean, it's 33. They had 35 before. Yeah, and then we have the British attacking Benin, which is in sub-Saharan Africa. So they're looking like they're gonna try to expand into more of Africa. That is pretty crazy. So yeah, the AI was competent enough to drop off enough troops off the Ivory Coast here, which is pretty cool. It's kind of interesting that the start date doesn't have all of the coastal tiles, fully under the control of a European. Usually at the end date of an EU4 game, I mean, this stuff is all crazy. That's another thing. So the Dutch, I imagine, yep, the Dutch control Indonesia. They don't have full control. They don't have anything on New Guinea just yet. Papua New Guinea. Or is it it's just New Guinea, right? I keep forgetting. The island is, yeah, it's called Papa. So I can just call the island Papa. There is no New Guinea part of that just yet. Indochina, kind of a very divided region. We'll see if France expands. Historically, they did. They did expand. I don't know if they expanded or if they just, diplomatically took it over. I don't know. But we'll see if France decides to push their borders there. That's right. The Ottomans, I forgot about that. The Ottomans have they have the relationship over Egypt. Egypt is their vassal at the start because, yeah, that's right. This is all Ottoman territory, but this start date has Egypt just as a vassal. So they could leave that. I think it's going to be really difficult to leave that with the Ottomans there. Morocco's doing a pretty good job. Yeah, they're winning their war. Obviously, the Moroccans need to worry about Spain. Do they hate Spain? Yep, they hate Spain and Portugal. Well, I mean, Iberia hates them. Is this war over just yet? No, it's not. How's the U.S. doing? They are not having an easy time. No fortification at all. In there's no fortification really anywhere. I guess that makes sense in the New World, but the Old World looks like they've got a lot more forts, which makes a lot of sense. Yeah, not so much in North America. That is kind of interesting. Mexico hasn't pushed too far, and where is the Mexican regiments at? Well, they're able to pretty much walk through wherever they want, I imagine. I'm also wondering if we're going to see, like, Indians start to rise up. Indian tribes start to rise up. 42 war score. Okay, so the CSA are going to win. So we're already going to have a pretty alternative history in this campaign. Brazil versus Argentina. We've got France and the Congo, Mexico, and the USA at 17. Yemen and Oman. Yeah, so do we have any... Let's check on some of the native alliances. We've got Sioux and Cheyenne. Is it Cheyenne? I think that's Cheyenne. Or Cheyenne. Right? Something like that. Probably not Cheyenne. Okay, I'm going to go up to speed 5 if we can handle it. There seems to be less wars. Look at that. I mean, the USA has claims on all these. So that's something that's going to be held above the Confederate States' head for most of this campaign. The U.S., if they ever even if they just win like one minor war with just a little bit of war score, even if the CSA ends up winning this war ultimately, let's say a few years another war breaks out, the U.S. just needs to have like positive war score, and they can ask for a lot of this stuff back because this is all former cores. Is it 50 or 75 years that cores are, former cores from other nations are removed? Something around that time period. So they've got to survive for like 50 years in order to avoid taking. So it's not the biggest deal. The U.S. could always come back. I can almost guarantee you they're going to... Actually, I don't know if I want to guarantee because I don't know how much they're going to lose here. It's 49 war score at the moment. That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. We've got the Netherlands versus who? Somebody, I think that's in the Arabian Peninsula, possibly. France and the Congo. Mexico's got 20 war score over the U.S. See, that's the big problem. Even if the CSA doesn't take that much land away, Mexico will. And didn't Mexico have all this land before? Wait a second. That should be their cores. I don't think it's listed. Shouldn't this be cores of Mexico? Because Mexico had this? Maybe it was, further away. It was probably like 18th century or something like that. I don't know. Canada's not getting involved, right? Canada's just chilling. Hey, who does Canada, or who likes Canada? Nobody really has an opinion of Canada. Oh, I'm sorry. There it is. Oh, the USA doesn't like Canada. Oh, the USA screwed. You can't even make friends with the Canadians. Well, then yeah, you're done. You are totally done. Hey, Morocco is really growing. Morocco could be the power that comes out of Africa because Egypt is that vassal of the Ottomans. So that's entirely possible. Oh my gosh. So yeah, and we've got a lot of wars going on right now, so we're seeing a little bit of lag, which which will not be occurring as we push further, since obviously nations will get eaten up and things like that. Ottoman-British Imperialist War. When did that start up? We've got Qing. Qing and the British Imperialist War too. That's why this is going so nuts. And there it is. I just saw the peace deal. Boom. So the Confederate States did not hold anything back. So I think western part of the U.S. will definitely fall to Mexico, and the U.S. will have to gather itself along the East Coast. Maybe, you know, I don't know how much development they'll have here. Again, random development makes this kind of harder to decide. It looks like they don't have cores on all this stuff. Why is that? I don't know. There must be a reason for it, but Drew has no idea. Crackload doesn't know. So the U.S. are going to lose it pretty badly to Mexico next. Portugal -2 with Timbuktu. Is that really? Huh. Oh, let's check if Russia took anything from Japan. They did, but they just took this southern, you know, wherever that is. So Japan is fine for now. Boom, Korea's already been annexed. That did not take long. Dang, that's a ballsy move by Qing. They actually, well, keep in mind, we do have Western technology. We so Western. I mean, Western technology, Chinese, like alternating technology. So we've got the natives, Africa. Not everybody. What I'm trying to say is not everybody is Westernized at the start date. They more than likely will. Like someone like Morocco will probably be Westernized pretty early on in the series. But yeah, Qing is still not so, you know, just because Qing looks big and scary doesn't mean that they're going to be able to do that. Well, they're doing some good damage so far. I mean, remember the British are fighting multiple imperialist wars. They're also fighting against the Ottomans. Oh, the Ottomans are going after Austria. That is a really big early decision to make, Adi. I don't know if I would have done that myself. Mexico's still not pieced out with the USA just yet, but we might be able to see it by the end of this. Yeah, I know that there's definitely going to be some things that I miss. There's just so many little things that are occurring. Everyone is going after the British, I guess. And again, like I said, they're probably #1 in development, at least in the top 3, so things will be changing quite a bit. But anyways, guys, this will be kind of a, I don't know, we'll see what kind of support we have for this series, but, you know, it'll probably be kind of a shorter series, possibly, we'll see. It all depends on what you guys think in the comment section down below. But yeah, I mean, we started this whole civil war scenario with something quite different happening. So I think this is pretty interesting, episode 1 so far in this series. Again, let me know in the comment section down below who will be your top 3 picks. #1, #2, and #3 in that order, and I'll include your guys' names for the winners that picked right at the end of the series. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.